And after that, I discontinued the course because I wasn't finding it interesting enough.
Mm-hmm.
And during my graduation, I've done my honors in marketing. And
Okay.
simultaneously, I prepared for my master's as well in business administration.
Mm-hmm.
So then I did my MBA again in international marketing, and my minor is in marketing, major is international.
It's international
And
business.
sorry,
International business.
yeah, international business.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, I was working with DHL Global Forwarding
Okay.
as a management trainee in the field of sales and marketing.
Mm-hmm.
And after 1 year again, I switched over to Interglobe Aviation, Indigo Airlines,
Mm-hmm.
in the field of sales, but in their cargo department.
Okay.
So currently, I'm there. I'm going to complete 2 years this month.
Okay. Okay.
So that's my education, so forth. As a person, so what I've understood about myself, my biggest weakness happens to be that I tend to get bored really quick. If I think I've understood something and I've grasped it, I'll practice it probably for some time to see how I can play around it in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
And once I think I'm comfortable with something, I get a little. I want to then do something more. And if the expectations don't meet that, then I start getting laid back.
Mm-hmm.
Like currently, I'm at that position.
Okay.
Like when I'm feeling that there's a lot more I should do, like I'm getting this internal irritation that I'm wasting time a lot. I'm not doing enough. I just sit in front of a laptop and answer emails and calls.
Right.
I should be learning more. So I'm like, so because I got so irritated, I just opened up a dictionary because I was logged in a tier two city and not in my hometown. And I started learning meanings going alphabetically back from Z. And then I started borrowing books from people online I could find. And I
Right.
was like, okay, let me know what is Jack Ma doing with his time? When do people wake up? I should do this. So that's where I am.
Right. Okay. So I think what you're talking about, it's pretty normal for any person to feel that job. I think it's very normal. I don't think what you're feeling is very different. But yes, you are right. Most of the jobs in this world are like that. Okay. And if you end up with that kind of a job, the question here is, and you feel like this is not what is right for me, because trust me, if you're gonna go to another job, it will happen. Same thing can happen, right? And
Yeah.
especially it also depends on if your company is allowing you to grow vertically. So let's
Okay.
say, for example, you will not get bored if your company has lot of room there for you to learn and grow and keep moving, like some sort of a development programs where many companies have, where they say, we will, you can apply for these internal programs where you will be moving from one division to another and so forth, and then make your mind where you want, what you want to do, and land up. Very few are there who are like that, right? And most of the time the jobs are, this is what is given to you, this is what your manager is looking want from you at the end of the day, and this is you're supposed to do.
Correct.
It's yes, that's what, it's very common. The question here is, if you think that this is how you are not going to work, or this is not working well for you, what you want to do. The best thing that anybody does in that case is goes back to school. That's the best thing that you can do. What does it do to you is, number one, it enhances your knowledge, because without knowledge you can't do any other thing, right? You have to have that skill set or knowledge base for that. Either you learn in your job because your job is not allowing you to do that, so you have to go back to school, learn that, or part time, whatever, doesn't matter. That's number one. Number two, then you have to also look at it, is this is something I want to do? What is my career goal? Like where you see yourself 5 year down the road. And this is a very monotonous question, but let me make it clear. When I say where you want to see yourself 5 year down the road, I literally mean that what you gonna do out of your interest, not because I want to be a manager down there. No, no, no. Where your interest is. See what your biggest problem is, and it happens to me also, that if I'm losing my interest, that then that money is of no use. It makes me boring. It's like I'm not enjoying it, right? And I'm not learning anything. That's the biggest challenge that I feel. And I think in any company, if you join a company, I think it's like 70-30% or 60-40%, where 60% you contribute, 40% you learn. And then as soon as you finish that 40% learning, you move out and
Correct.
started doing something else. But the thing is, with in your case, do you know how many things out there are which you're gonna like, or which you have not seen or are gonna enjoy? Don't pick the same job from one company to another because the other company is giving you a 10% more money, and but you end up doing the same thing, right? So
Correct.
as I said, in that case, the best thing that anybody can do, or a person like you, is first thing, go back to school, learn some new skill set, because trust me, that's the only way you will avoid boredom. I have done that quite a lot. So I have moved from technologies to technologies. I worked in one
Okay.
technology. I spent 3 years, 4 years, moved to completely different. But then how would you do that? The way you do that is you work in a company. So in my case, the example I can give you, because I comes from a science background, and I think you are coming from a commerce background, I think. Uh, I kept my research area same, but I changed the technology completely. So in your
Okay.
case, it could be, let's say, if you are in doing international business, can you work for Infosys and head their business or work in their business in Singapore? Let's say you work there for 6 years. Can I work for Mahindra now? You understand my point? And work for their US counterpart using the same skill. You're changing the technology. And that's how you will keep yourself motivated, learn new skill set, learn new things. Because as far as you change your field completely, you will learn something different. But yeah, what you do, you move from airline company to another airline, that to domestic. What are you going to do? It's the same thing, right? So that's how you will keep yourself motivated and challenge yourself, because trust me, when you go to a totally new field, the first day, second day, the it takes you 2-3 years just to learn thing actually. And then you can contribute also, because you have this background or a skill set or framework that you have learned in your business school that you can apply, but totally new field, right? So that would be that, in my opinion, that's how you can keep yourself motivated, at the same time learn new things and keep challenging yourself. And what will happen during that time when you do that, then you will end up to a point where you say, I really love doing this is what I will do now. You need to also,
Okay.
it's like you are in a well, right? And all you're seeing the sky which you can see through the well. But if you come out, then you will see like the sky is not that just a small piece of. Um, so that's my advice to you is either go to back to school or go to a different technology, move to a different technology area. Keep your so let's say you say I'm the expert of international business. I'm just giving you an example, right? And I'm done working on this airline industry. Can I go to a ketchup company who is say, selling his ketchup in Singapore or China or whatever? Totally different thing.
Okay.
So that's how you keep yourself motivated. That's how you keep moving, learn new things, totally different, new culture, new things, new places to work with, new people, and so forth. And trust me, if you do that, that is going to keep you motivating, and somewhere down the road, you will find what you would love to do then. Yeah. Or
But wouldn't that be considered as inconsistent,
no,
like in terms of knowing what one wants to do?
no. As I said, your specialization is not airline industry. Your specialization is industrial in international business. Understand my point? There's difference.
Yeah.
So when somebody talks to you, what you have done, said, I'm a person who has used his knowledge or frameworks or international businesses and applied at different technologies. That's what I would say. I'm not going to say I'm an expert of airline industry. No, 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 no. So for
Right.
example, somebody asks me what I do it. I say I apply my knowledge of material science and I apply in the area of aerospace, space, fuel cells, automotive. I'm not saying I'm an expert of automotive. I'm not saying that, and I'm not, and I don't want to be. but I apply my that knowledge which is required these 10 20 areas. Tomorrow if a ketchup company comes or a Pepsi comes and they say, hey, can you design a new bottle for us which is made out of aluminum, I'm going to say, yeah, why not? You understand my point? But I don't know anything about beverage company or their business, but I will learn something new because I will contribute there my expertise, and then I started learning how the beverage industry works. Let me read it, understand it. So again, new learning, right? So that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's, and trust me, in these days, this is what is extremely important if you want to reach up the ladder, because all these people who are up top, VPs, CTOs, CEOs, talk to them. They have so much breadth. I mean, can you imagine a CEO working for this company 5 years, he is CEO for another company, has no idea. The only reason they can make that switch because that's what their knowledge is, their base knowledge is, right? They can work for, as I said many times, you can work for a ketchup company, you can work for an airline company, you can work for any company, it doesn't matter. Know your stronghold. So if you know this is my strong area, which is, let's say, international business or marketing, you can apply it anywhere. I mean, isn't that true that that skill set is used everywhere? There are so many technologies out there. Why you want to fix yourself is in this area? And coming back to your question about job insecurity during COVID, financial aspect on all that, that actually leverages it. To be honest, because trust me, tomorrow if you I mean, I'm pretty sure you need to read news, right? The oil and gas sector is tanking down, right?
Correct.
And I know my friends who have lost the jobs too. If you're fixated in one technology, it can happen to anyone. But if you are versatile enough that you can move around pretty quickly, then you are the safest person, and that's what a person should be, to be honest. So I don't think that, and that's how, as I said, you will grow. That's how you will make more money. That's how. That's the key, to be honest. Because you never know what another technology is going to come up and take your job, or COVID comes up and airline industry just shuts down, or COVID comes and a whole event management company shuts down and they're like, I don't know anything now, right? But let's say if a person working in an event management company has managed a team, or how should I say, a team for supply chain for something, and now he is probably working at a medical company who is managing the same supply chain team, but probably working at in China or in Europe or somewhere. But now, you understand, he is the only one who is able to find a job somewhere, not the person who is
Correct.
saying, I am the expert of event management. Who cares now? Everybody's doing working with Zoom now, right?
So,
So that's what I'm saying. That's what I think is the key to success in today's day. And also, as I said, keep learning. So let's say if you are not able to go to school, take some online courses, right? Do some online, take some online courses, do something, certification, new technology, new whatever you feel like you want to do, or what you want to enjoy. And these are, sometimes you will find them inexpensive, sometimes you find you probably have to pay something. But if, let's say, you decide to, I probably want to go for, I mean, you have already done your MBA, I don't know what to suggest you. But let's say and I know one person, one of my friend actually, he um, um, is did his MBA from IIM Lucknow, and then he worked for ICICI investment for in Bombay for I think 8 years or so, and suddenly he decided 2 years back that he will go for a PhD in finance, and he's in University of Florida doing that. So there are people, right? And I was asking him, why are you doing it? You are making such a good money, because I think he was making like a crore or something salary. And I'm like, why you are doing that? It's not like he wants to go to US, because I think he is the hiker. He has gone to Iceland, he has gone to New Zealand to hike and all that. So he's done all those things. I said, why? What's wrong with you? But I'm telling you, there are people who do that. Extreme,
okay.
I would call them extreme steps, but that's what it is all about. Right?
So then I have a follow-up question. Can I ask that? So while I did my masters, so it's good to tell people like, oh, I did a masters and all. During the course, I realized that a lot of it was very repetitive and a little redundant. Like it felt at a point of time that, the ROI didn't feel worth it. So while I
Good
worked right
question.
now, I just felt that they were just polishing maybe my presentation, like, okay, what kind of suits